Why everyone looks happy except you? This is a thought that quietly enters the heart when you scroll through people's lives, watch their success or see their smiles. You begin to wonder why your path feels slower, heavier, or more complicated. You compare your behind-the-scenes struggles with someone else's highlight moments and assume you are falling behind. But my dear brothers and sisters, what you see is not the full story. Every person carries battles you do not witness. Allah writes different journeys for different souls. Just because someone else's chapter looks joyful does not mean yours is delayed or forgotten. Your timeline is not wrong, it is personal. When you trust Allah's timing, you stop measuring your life by someone else's progress and begin finding peace in your own path. Comparison steals your inner peace. My beloved brothers and sisters, comparison is one of the quietest thieves of happiness. You may begin your day feeling calm, but after looking at someone else's achievements, your peace disappears. You start questioning your own progress, you forget your blessings and focus only on what you think you lack. This habit slowly damages your heart. Allah did not create you to compete in timelines. He created you with a unique test and a unique journey. When you constantly compare, you stop appreciating your own story. Peace leaves because gratitude leaves. Comparison makes you measure your private struggles against someone else's public moments. You see their success, but not their sleepless nights. You see their smiles, but not their silent tears. Life is not equal in appearance, but it is balanced in wisdom. Allah distributes tests and blessings differently for each person. What looks easy for someone may be their hidden trial. Trust that your path is designed with care. When you compare, you often forget how far you have come. You focus only on what remains. This mindset creates dissatisfaction even in comfort. Instead of thanking Allah for your blessings, you feel behind. Gratitude cannot survive constant comparison. The believer who protects gratitude protects peace. Social media increases this feeling. It shows highlights, not reality. People share victories more than vulnerability. If you judge your life by these images, you create unnecessary sadness. Limit what disturbs your heart. Guard your mind from constant exposure to unrealistic standards. Protecting your attention protects your faith. Remember that Allah writes different stories for different souls. Some people receive early success but face later hardship. Others struggle first and receive ease later. Timing is part of the test. Your delay may be preparation. Allah may be building your strength quietly before giving you what you ask for. Comparison also weakens trust. You begin doubting Allah's plan because someone else appears ahead. But Allah is not comparing you to them. He is looking at your effort and sincerity. Focus on improving yourself, not measuring yourself. Improvement brings satisfaction. Comparison brings anxiety. When you feel this thought rising, everyone is ahead of me, pause and turn to Allah. Make dua for contentment. Remind yourself that what is written for you cannot miss you. This belief restores calmness. Trust removes jealousy and replaces it with patience. Celebrate others without diminishing yourself. Their success does not reduce your share. Allah's blessings are unlimited. When you feel happy for others, your heart becomes light. Jealousy burdens the soul, but generosity of spirit frees it. Reflect on your personal growth instead of your position compared to others. Think about how you have improved in character, faith, or resilience. Growth is more important than speed. Allah values sincerity more than status. Your unseen effort matters deeply. Let go of comparison and you will feel peace returning. Focus on your relationship with Allah and your own progress. Your timeline is not wrong, it is intentional. The believer who trusts Allah's wisdom walks calmly, knowing that their story is unfolding exactly as it is meant to. Social media is not real life. My beloved brothers and sisters, one of the biggest illusions of our time is believing that what you see on social media is the full reality of someone's life. You scroll through images of smiles, success, travel, and celebrations, and you begin to think everyone is living peacefully except you. But social media is a collection of selected moments, not a complete story. People share what looks good, not what feels painful. They show achievements, not anxiety. If you compare your daily struggles to someone's edited highlights, you will always feel behind. Protect your heart by remembering the simple truth. What you see is not the whole picture. Many people take dozens of photos to post one perfect image. They filter, edit, and carefully choose what the world sees. Behind that single image may be stress, debt, family issues, or emotional pain. You cannot see what happens after the camera turns off. The believer understands that real life includes tears and trials. Social media rarely shows those moments. When you remind yourself of this, comparison becomes weaker and contentment grows stronger. Spending too much time online also fills your mind with constant noise. Your heart becomes restless because you are always observing others. Instead of focusing on your own growth, you begin measuring your life against theirs. This habit slowly steals gratitude. You forget the blessings already in your hands. Limiting your exposure protects your peace. Guarding your eyes protects your heart. Social media often promotes unrealistic standards of success and beauty. You begin thinking you must reach certain achievements by a certain age, but Allah does not measure you by likes, followers, or appearance. He measures sincerity, patience, and effort. When you shift your focus from people's approval to Allah's pleasure, your anxiety decreases. True success is not public recognition, but closeness to Allah. Another danger is assuming everyone else is constantly happy. When you see smiling faces daily, you think sadness belongs only to you. This belief isolates you emotionally. In reality, every person carries a hidden test. Some struggle silently with depression, loss, or fear. Just because they do not post it does not mean it does not exist. Trust that Allah knows the full story of every soul. Protecting your mental space is part of protecting your faith. If certain content makes you feel inadequate or unhappy, reduce it. There is no harm in stepping back. Your peace is more important than constant updates. Islam encourages balance in everything, including how you use your time and attention. Use social media wisely instead of allowing it to control you. Follow beneficial reminders and positive content. Avoid pages that increase jealousy or dissatisfaction. What you feed your eyes influences your heart. Choose what strengthens you rather than weakens you. Real life happens offline. True relationships, growth, and worship happen away from screens. Spend time improving your character and connection with Allah. This brings lasting satisfaction. Online images disappear quickly, but real faith remains. When you feel comparison rising after scrolling, pause and make dua. Ask Allah for contentment and gratitude. Turn your attention back to your own path. Remind yourself that your journey is written uniquely by Allah. Remember always, social media is not real life. It shows moments, not meaning. Do not measure your worth by what you see on a screen. Measure it by your sincerity with Allah. The believer who understands this walks with calmness, trusting that true happiness is built privately, not posted publicly. Allah writes unique stories for every soul. My beloved brothers and sisters, one of the most comforting truths in life is that Allah writes a unique story for every soul. No two journeys are identical. Your path, your delays, your blessings, and your struggles are designed specifically for you. When you compare your chapter to someone else's, you forget that the author is the same, but the stories are different. Allah does not repeat lives. He creates each one with wisdom, balance, and purpose. What fits another person may not fit you. What comes early for them may come later for you. This difference is not unfairness, it is divine design. Sometimes you wish your life moved at the same speed as others. You see someone achieving marriage, success, or stability before you, and you begin questioning your own timeline. But Allah knows what your heart needs at each stage. Perhaps if you received something earlier, you would not be ready for it. Perhaps your strength is being built quietly. Delay is not neglect, it is preparation. The believer trusts that every event arrives at the right moment. Each person carries a test suited to their capacity. What feels small to someone else may feel heavy to you, and that is okay. Allah does not compare your struggle to anyone else's. He looks at your patience, your effort and your sincerity. Your reward is based on your journey, not on someone else's path. This understanding removes jealousy and replaces it with acceptance. Think about your past. There were moments you did not understand at the time. Later, you realized those moments shaped you into who you are. Allah was writing your story even when you were confused. The chapters that seemed painful became lessons. Growth often hides inside difficulty. Your story unfolds gradually with wisdom you may only see later. Do not wish for someone else's entire life when you only see a small part of it. Every story contains hidden trials. Success comes with responsibility. Wealth comes with its own tests. Health can change quickly. Allah balances every life differently. Trust that your balance is suited to you. When you accept that your story is unique, contentment grows. You stop racing against others. You focus on improving yourself rather than competing. This brings calmness to the heart. Gratitude becomes easier when comparison decreases. You begin appreciating your specific blessings. Remember that Allah sees the full picture while you see only a page. He knows the ending of your story. What feels slow today may be setting up something greater tomorrow. Trust replaces fear when you believe this deeply. Your experiences, even painful ones, may prepare you to help others. A hardship you face today may become someone else's comfort tomorrow. Allah uses your story for purposes beyond what you see. Nothing is wasted in His plan. Continue making dua and asking for what you desire, but trust the timing of the response. Allah's wisdom is perfect. When something arrives, it arrives at the right time. When something is withheld, it is withheld with care. Allah writes unique stories for every soul. Yours is not behind, broken or forgotten. It is unfolding exactly as it should. Walk your path with patience and trust, knowing that the one who wrote it knows you better than you know yourself. Delay does not mean denial. My beloved brothers and sisters, one of the hardest feelings in life is waiting for something you deeply desire. You make dua, you try your best, and yet the answer seems delayed. In those quiet moments, shaitan whispers that perhaps it will never happen. But remember this powerful truth: delay does not mean denial. Just because something has not arrived yet does not mean it is rejected. Allah hears every supplication. He knows your longing even before you express it. Timing belongs to Him, not to us. A believer learns to separate delay from despair. Waiting is not proof of abandonment. It may be proof of preparation. Sometimes Allah delays something because you are still growing. What you ask for may be good, but your heart needs more strength, patience or maturity first. If it came too early, it might harm you. Think about moments in your past when you were grateful something did not happen at the time you wanted. Later you understood the wisdom. Allah sees what you cannot see. His knowledge surrounds your future completely. Trust that He is shaping you before granting you. Delay also increases the value of what you seek. When something comes easily, you may not appreciate it fully. Waiting builds gratitude. It teaches patience and reliance. The longer you turn to Allah during waiting, the closer you become to Him. That closeness is a blessing greater than what you originally asked for. Sometimes the journey itself is the gift. Do not let comparison make waiting harder. You may see others receiving what you desire and your heart feels heavy. Remember that their timeline is not yours. Allah distributes blessings differently. What is written for you will never miss you, and what misses you was never meant for you. This belief protects your peace. During delay, continue making effort. Trust does not mean stopping action. Keep trying, improving and praying. Allah loves consistent effort combined with patience. When the right moment arrives, doors will open in ways you did not expect. What seemed impossible may suddenly become easy. Delay may also be protection. You may be asking for something that appears good but contains hidden harm. Allah's mercy sometimes withholds what would hurt you. Later you may thank Him for not giving what you once insisted on. His wisdom protects you from unseen consequences. While waiting, strengthen your relationship with Allah. Use the time to grow spiritually. Pray more sincerely. Read Quran and reflect deeply. Waiting becomes meaningful when filled with worship. It turns from frustration into growth. Do not measure Allah's response by speed. He answers in different ways. Sometimes He gives exactly what you ask. Sometimes He gives something better. Sometimes He removes harm instead. Every response carries mercy. Trust the outcome even if it differs from your expectation. Speak to Allah honestly about your impatience. Tell Him your heart feels tired. Dua during delay is powerful. It keeps hope alive. A hopeful heart survives waiting. Remember always, delay does not mean denial. Allah is never careless with your life. He is arranging what is best at the perfect time. Continue trusting, continue asking, and continue believing. What is meant for you will come, and when it does, you will understand why it was worth the what. Gratitude changes how you see your journey. My beloved brothers and sisters, gratitude has the power to completely change how you see your life. When you focus only on what is missing, your journey feels heavy and unfair. But when you begin noticing what Allah has already given you, your heart softens. The same life that once felt difficult begins to feel meaningful. Gratitude does not remove hardship, but it changes your perspective. Instead of seeing only delay, you see protection. Instead of seeing loss, you see lessons. A grateful heart interprets events differently. It understands that even small blessings are signs of Allah's care. When you thank Allah sincerely, your mind shifts from comparison to contentment. Many people wait for big milestones before feeling grateful. They say they will be thankful once they achieve a certain goal. But gratitude is not dependent on perfect circumstances. You can thank Allah for your health, your ability to breathe, your family, or even the strength to endure difficulty. When you start counting blessings daily, you realize they are more than you thought. This awareness reduces anxiety. Instead of feeling behind, you feel supported. Gratitude anchors your heart in what you have instead of what you lack. When you practice gratitude consistently, comparison becomes weaker. You stop measuring your life against someone else's timeline. You begin appreciating your unique path. Even challenges become part of a story you trust. Allah writes your journey with wisdom, and gratitude helps you accept it. Acceptance brings calmness. You no longer rush your life because you believe what is meant for you will come. Gratitude also strengthens your relationship with Allah. When you thank Him often, you feel closer to Him. You begin noticing His kindness in small details. A good conversation, a peaceful moment, or a simple meal becomes a reminder of His mercy. This connection increases your faith. The believer who thanks Allah regularly feels less lonely because they recognize His presence everywhere. Hardship feels lighter when mixed with gratitude. You may still face problems, but you also notice blessings alongside them. You may struggle in one area while being supported in another. Gratitude balances your emotions. It prevents despair from taking over your heart. You realize life is never completely dark. Make it a habit to thank Allah every morning and night. Speak your gratitude clearly. Mention specific blessings. The more specific you are, the more your heart recognizes them. This practice trains your mind to search for good instead of focusing on lack. Gratitude improves relationships as well. When you appreciate people instead of expecting perfection, tension reduces. You notice their efforts rather than their flaws. Appreciation builds peace at home and at work. Allah places barakah in relationships filled with thankfulness. Even during waiting, gratitude keeps hope alive. You thank Allah for what is present while trusting Him for what is coming. This mindset protects you from frustration. Waiting becomes easier when your heart is content. Teach yourself to see challenges as part of growth. Thank Allah for lessons learned through difficulty. Over time, you will see how these moments shaped your character. Gratitude turns pain into purpose. Remember always, gratitude changes how you see your journey. It transforms comparison into contentment and anxiety into trust. The believer who lives with a thankful heart walks calmly, knowing that every step of their story is filled with Allah's mercy and wisdom. My beloved brothers and sisters, when you begin to practice gratitude sincerely, you will notice that your daily mood changes. The same routine that once felt boring begins to feel like stability. The same small comforts you ignored begin to feel like gifts. Gratitude does not add new blessings to your life immediately. It opens your eyes to the blessings that were already there. When your eyes open, your heart relaxes. You stop chasing happiness in distant places because you discover it in simple moments. A peaceful cup of tea, a safe home, a working body. These are not small things. They are daily miracles you become used to. When you thank Allah for them consciously, your heart becomes rich even if your possessions are few. Sometimes you believe that gratitude means pretending everything is perfect. That is not true. You can acknowledge your pain while still being thankful. You may be struggling in one area yet strong in another. Gratitude means recognizing that Allah's mercy still surrounds you, even inside hardship. This balance protects your mental health. It stops your mind from turning one difficulty into your entire identity. You are more than your struggle. You are also your resilience, your faith, and your growth. Thanking Allah for the strength to survive a hard day is also gratitude. When you look at life through this lens, your journey feels purposeful instead of unfair. Gratitude also protects you from constant dissatisfaction. In today's world, you are constantly shown what you do not have. New goals, new standards, new expectations appear daily. If you are not careful, your heart will never feel enough. Gratitude acts like a shield. It reminds you that contentment is more valuable than constant upgrade. When you are thankful, you can still aim for improvement, but you are not desperate. You work with peace instead of pressure. This inner stability allows you to grow without losing yourself. Allah loves the heart that strives while remaining grateful. There is also something powerful about speaking gratitude aloud. When you say Alhamdulillah with reflection, your heart hears it, your mind absorbs it. These words are not empty phrases. They are reminders of reality. You are not abandoned. You are cared for. Even in uncertainty, Allah is providing for you in ways you may not see yet. Repeating words of praise throughout your day strengthens this awareness. Over time, gratitude becomes your natural reaction instead of complaint. This transformation changes your personality. People notice calmness in you because your heart is anchored in appreciation. Gratitude also prepares you for future blessings. When Allah sees that you appreciate what you have, He increases you. Increase does not always mean more money or success. It can mean more peace, more clarity, and more emotional stability. Sometimes the greatest increase is inner strength. A grateful heart handles success with humility and handles hardship with dignity. It does not become arrogant in ease or hopeless in difficulty. This balance is a sign of spiritual maturity. When you live this way, your journey becomes steady rather than extreme. Another beautiful effect of gratitude is that it reduces fear of losing what you have. When you constantly worry about losing blessings, you live in anxiety. But when you thank Allah and trust Him, you accept that everything belongs to Him. This acceptance brings peace. You enjoy blessings without clinging to them in fear. You understand that Allah gives and takes with wisdom. This perspective frees your heart from constant tension. You live with appreciation instead of fear. Gratitude also strengthens your relationship with people. When you focus on what someone does right instead of what they do wrong, love grows. Families become calmer when appreciation replaces criticism. Friendships deepen when thankfulness replaces expectation. A grateful heart sees effort, not just outcome. Allah places barakah in relationships built on appreciation. When you thank people sincerely, you create positive energy around you. That energy returns to you in unexpected ways. During moments of delay in your life, gratitude prevents bitterness. You may still be waiting for something important, but you are not angry at your current position. You say thank you for what exists now, while trusting what is coming later. This mindset keeps your heart soft. Bitterness hardens the heart and blocks joy. Gratitude keeps the heart open. It allows you to experience small happiness even during waiting. That is emotional strength. Train yourself to end each day by reflecting on 3 things you are grateful for. They do not have to be big. Perhaps someone smiled at you. Perhaps you completed a task. Perhaps you felt a moment of calm in prayer. This daily practice shifts your focus gradually. Instead of replaying only stress before sleep, you replay mercy. Over time, your mind becomes accustomed to searching for good. This habit changes how you see your entire journey. Continue walking your path with gratitude, and you will notice that your life feels lighter. The road may still have challenges, but your perspective makes it manageable. Gratitude does not deny pain, it places it within a bigger picture of mercy. When you thank Allah sincerely, you feel accompanied, supported, and valued. Your journey stops feeling like a burden and starts feeling like a story guided with wisdom. The believer who lives with gratitude lives with calmness, knowing that every chapter contains hidden blessings waiting to be noticed. Your test may be preparing a greater blessing. My beloved brothers and sisters, when you are inside a test, it is very difficult to imagine that something good can come from it. Pain narrows your vision. You only see the loss, the delay, or the struggle, but Allah sees the full picture. What feels like a setback today may actually be preparation for a greater blessing tomorrow. Just as gold is purified by fire, your heart is refined through difficulty. Without pressure, growth would not happen. The believer learns to ask not only why is this happening, but also what is this preparing me for? That question brings hope into hardship. You begin to understand that Allah does not waste your pain. He uses it to build you into someone stronger, wiser, and more patient than before. Sometimes the blessing you are waiting for requires a version of you that does not yet exist. Perhaps you are asking for responsibility, success, or a relationship, but your character still needs strengthening. The test you face today may be shaping the patience, humility, or resilience required for that future gift. If the blessing came too early, you might not handle it well. Allah's timing protects you from receiving something before you are ready. When you trust this, waiting becomes purposeful instead of frustrating. You realize that preparation is part of mercy. There are moments when something you deeply wanted was taken away. At first it felt like pure loss, but later you saw how that removal protected you from greater harm or led you to something better. Allah sometimes closes a door because He sees what lies behind it. You may not understand immediately, but trust grows when you reflect on your past. Many times, what you called a disappointment was actually redirection. The believer learns that rejection can be protection. Your test may also be preparing you emotionally. Without experiencing loneliness, you would not understand companionship deeply. Without experiencing failure, you would not appreciate success fully. Without tasting hardship, you would not value ease properly. Allah balances your life so that when blessings come, you recognize them and protect them. Gratitude becomes stronger after struggle. Appreciation grows through contrast. During difficulty, your connection with Allah often becomes more sincere. You make dua with humility and tears. You turn to Him without distraction. This closeness is a blessing greater than many worldly achievements. Sometimes the real gift hidden inside the test is a stronger relationship with your Creator. When your heart becomes attached to Allah rather than circumstances, you gain stability that no loss can shake. Your patience during trials is also building reward in the hereafter. What you endure quietly is not ignored. Every moment of patience is recorded. Perhaps the greater blessing is not only in this life, but in the next. When you remember this, your struggle gains meaning beyond immediate relief. Eternal reward is worth temporary hardship. It is important not to rush the process. Preparation takes time. Seeds do not become trees overnight. Your character is being shaped slowly. Trust that Allah knows how long it should take. Rushing what is meant to mature gradually can damage it. Patience protects the blessing before it arrives. Continue making dua for what you desire, but also ask Allah to prepare you for it. This changes your mindset. Instead of only asking for the gift, you ask for readiness. This prayer brings peace because you are aligning with divine wisdom. Look at your current struggle and try to see growth within it. Perhaps you are becoming more disciplined, more empathetic, or more reliant on Allah. These qualities are foundations for future blessings. Without them, success may not last. Allah builds foundations before placing rewards upon them. Remember always, your test may be preparing a greater blessing. What feels heavy now may be the very thing shaping your future ease. Trust Allah's wisdom even when you cannot see the outcome. Walk through your trial with patience and hope. When the blessing finally arrives, you may look back and realize that every tear and every prayer was part of the preparation for something far better than you imagined. Contentment brings calm to the heart. My beloved brothers and sisters, one of the greatest gifts you can ask Allah for is contentment. Many people believe calmness comes from having everything they want, but true peace comes from accepting what Allah has given. Contentment does not mean you stop striving or improving. It means your heart is settled while you strive. You are not constantly angry at your current situation. You trust that Allah has placed you exactly where you need to be for now. When you accept this, anxiety begins to fade. You stop fighting reality and start working within it with hope and patience. Contentment protects you from constant comparison. When you are satisfied with Allah's distribution, you no longer measure your life against others. You can celebrate their success without feeling threatened. You understand that what is written for you will never miss you. This belief brings emotional stability. Instead of jealousy, you feel gratitude. Instead of restlessness, you feel calm. The heart that is content does not burn with envy. Many worries come from wanting what is not yet yours. You may desire marriage, wealth, recognition, or stability. These desires are natural, but when they turn into obsession, peace disappears. Contentment means you continue